Hello and welcome! Silrace here with Build Showcase. Build on your screen right there. Pause the video if you wish to copy the exact main components, also listed in the description below. Gargoyle. Some people call this the big commando, and you can kind of see why. It almost looks like a commando, but mainly because it is a big stick which, well, moves relatively fast for being an assault mech, but also is not very durable, like at all. Anyway, no modules were in use for these games, so if you have the modules to go with this build, then obviously you're going to see a performance increase, and also know that I only had the standard pilot skills unlocked for this particular variant. Gargoyle is a clan omni-mech, so you can do this build with every single Gargoyle variant out there. I just happen to have it built on the Gargoyle A. This is very much my own take of a laser vomit on a Gargoyle with couple mediums and lots of medium pulses. You do have to be careful when you play this mech, and well, positioning like I am doing here can be really risky. Like, if you get caught off guard outside of a brawling range, and you can't really even brawl all that well. You need to really pick your fights.
Target acquired.
Fire at things and then hide, and fire at things and then hide, and not eat a lot of return fire. However, since it's domination, you do have to get into the capture circle. So basically need to do something with that to help win the game. But also because my team is here, so I am kind of here to help them out. But if you look at my positioning in from a different perspective, I am trying to generate a flanking mode, or rather also stop an enemy flanking mode from coming through here into my team, who decided to go mostly behind the building here in the water, which in general is really bad idea. So yeah, I am just here to try and help folks out while they fight in the water. Now I am getting shot, so I'm gonna hide, and that is something you can do with a Gargoyle fairly well, because while it is an assault mech, it is a very mobile assault mech, so you can definitely hide fairly well with it. Reposition and move into such places as other assault mechs probably would not want to get to, because if you get caught off guard in a slow poke mech, you probably can't get away from the situation. However, this thing can, because it's fast enough.
New target acquired.
Not one problem though with Gargoyle is the fact those arms are kind of wide on the mech and kind of low also on the mech. So you do have to, well, be a little bit aware of that when you're trying to shoot around cover or over cover. Because frankly, yeah, it's kind of easy to hide from Gargoyle firepower by simply being such an angle that they can't shoot at you over a cover or around a cover because of how those arms are positioned and so on. Now I'm kind of dead in the water here, kind of literally. Well, failed that word. Whatever, we are moving on. As you can see, I am very much alone here now, trying to do all sorts of things, but I do have the firepower to at least do some damage here, and oh, hello. You really want to come and try to take Gargoyle on? And those things are just sitting on top of that. That's okay, and you're coming into my face, huh? I do have pulse lasers, which are good for poking around with this guy. Funny thing is that it's a light mech which has basically more firepower than this assault mech has. But that's okay, I am way more durable than it is. Unfortunately though, it does have friends at this point. Well, unfortunately. But that's just how things go. And here we go, it really exposes itself, but I didn't manage to finish it off, unfortunate. didn't get my lasers right on target there, and then it can freely run away because it's a light mech after all. But if that thing comes poking at me again, it's very much dead. That is for sure. But there is another light mech here fluttering around, which comes into the crosshairs hopefully. Nope.
Target acquired.
Wants to try to get behind me, that's fine. I do have these rocks to use as cover, you know, so you can't fight me forever here, and now it's just me and one friendly here fighting against the enemies, and there is that Arctic cheater, and game is basically done. Let's move on to the next one.
Center torso critical damage.
Moving on from River City to HPG Manifold. One of those maps I'm getting really tired of. Because everybody wants to play it and everybody wants to do this whole wall humping thing. Frankly, they should make those walls so you can't get on top of them. That would suddenly make this map much more entertaining. Even for the people who actually want to get on those walls, because they suddenly need to play the map. Instead of just, you know, instead of just sitting on the wall and hoping nobody notices. Alright. Anyway, as you saw from that previous game, I was trying to do the whole striker thing, as in fire, cool off stuff, and that's exactly what this thing does. I was able to finish off the weakened light mechs.
New target
With this many lasers, you can kind of take on light mechs. Kind of okay. Especially with the medium pulses. And here I am just trying to figure out, okay, are you folks going to bait those guys into me, or are you just trying to push into them? And since you're just trying to fight them over there, I'll come and just shoot lasers at something. Right? Something is on top of this thing here, but I am very much separated from the big boys on my team, and I don't want to do that. So, yeah. This is probably a very bad idea to still hang around here. But if I leave, I'm also leaving these guys to their fate, as in to be crushed by the enemies. So let's help them out. There is a Jager mech who jumped down, so let's shoot at that. And hello there. Would you folks want to come fight me and everybody else? And then I am back up, finally. Teammates are coming in here. Unfortunately very slowly and only a few of us, but oh well. There is a direwolf. Let's not muck around with the direwolf. Let's get away from that. And this is where the heat issues start really showing their ugly head. Because, well, this is not really a mech which, at least for this setup, and before having those elite pilot skills,
target destroyed,
can really keep on doing long duration combat. You kind of need to vomit those lasers out a couple times and then do the stuff of cooling off. And there you saw the issue with the arms, right? With that left arm where the medium pulses are.
New target
its location on the mech can be a little bit of a problem. And that Viper is just standing there. It's just standing there. Granted, it's outside of the effective reach of those medium pulse lasers. Just barely. But still, it's just sitting there. And unfortunately, my team comes here now. So, oh well. We have lost most of our mechs by this point. And only at this point did the rest of the team show up here to join this fight, but that's okay. I am trying to work as a sort of a flanker. Granted, there is the UAV, and I don't want to get so close to the UAV as to be taken down, or rather seen. But there is a friendly there who would probably like my help. So, yeah, also let's shoot at this Viper some more. And the friendly is dead because, well, bad positioning, let's just put it that way. Don't go at them alone like that.
New target
Kind of
acquired.
want the teammates around. Consider it a chess match. Pawn,
New
if you
target
are
acquired.
familiar with chess, a pawn is at its strongest when it has a second pawn
New
right
target
next to it.
acquired.
So if you consider it that way, for the basically all of the mechs in the game,
New target
it's
acquired.
very much true. Right. Because focus firing and so forth is kind of a good thing. But one thing I have to say
New target
about
acquired.
Gargoyle, because of its mobility, big engine, kind of fast mech, so
New
on,
target acquired.
you can really spread damage very, very well on
New
it.
target
Like,
acquired.
it's not that difficult to spread damage all over the mech
target
in a any given game, basically. One reason why you can definitely get into brawling
New
reach
target acquired.
of things with this thing, because you can spread that damage so very, very well.
New target acquired.
Now this is way too many targets, and I'm just trying to blow up components and make C-bills at this point, because the game is pretty much lost, and
New
maybe
target
chase
acquired.
down some of these mechs which are, you know, I can finish off, which are almost dead, like the catapult and stuff. But yeah,
Target
basically all
destroyed.
game is basically
New
done,
target
so
acquired.
to say. But this game very much highlighted the power of this particular mech very, very well here.
Heat level
It's a
critical.
above average result for me for this mech, but
target
it
acquired.
does highlight the power of this
level
mech very
critical.
well, so which is why I decided to include it.
New target acquired.
So
Heat
definitely
level
try this
critical.
out on a Gargoyle. It is fun and it can be very effective as well. Thank you very, very much for watching, and try it out.